It's starting to get cold in here. Not working hard enough. Alright, we got some small boxes. Let's see what's in these small boxes. You got good parts in small boxes. You never know. Small. Damn. Jeez. What's in there? That was an effort. Still got another one open. This side's easy though. Alright, something in there. Check your tape and make sure there's no small parts in there. There's a small part in there. Something in there. It's like a sprocket of some type. Ah, kicker. Sportster kicker gear. Original. Good one. Very important. These are good. So, Harley makes good kicker gears. Aftermarket makes crappy kicker gears. These are heat treated. The aftermarket ones are butter. They don't live. So, the way you tell a good kicker gear is when you see this copper on here, that means it's heat treated. Modern. The old way of doing it, they protect the metal, so it's only hardware, it's not copper plated, which would be right over here where the ramps are at. If you look at these ramps, they're tapered. You can see how there's no marks on these things. They're not chewed up at all, which is really nice. That means it cleanly will release the kicker gear, because the other one has a sliding gear. It hits the ramp and slides to disengage. So this is a really nice gear. I like this. So these are 1976 and earlier. 77, 78, somewhere in there they changed it. They changed it where the kicker arm's at. On the early bike, the kicker's kind of angled to the back. On the later one, it's straight up and down. Because they changed the kicker. They went to that flop-out kicker instead of the hard one. So they changed it. So the phasing here is a little bit different. It's the only difference. But they didn't do any more of the copper-plated gear on the late gear. They did a different way. They made it soft. So those gears aren't that good either. So these are the good ones. Sportster is got a recess up in here like that, offset. So that's 57 and up. So 57 to 76, 7, whenever the hell they change, they're all the same. K model looks the same, except it's flat across here. It doesn't have this recess in here like that. It's just flat. That's how you tell a K model one. They're a lot rarer. And this would be the kicker shaft. And same deal, they change the phasing on these, so they change the location where these things line up at. They are phased slightly different. So this one here looks pretty straight. There's no rust on the inside here to speak of. A little bit right here, not too bad. The nut's really good, square is really good. Out here is pretty rusty out in the shaft, which is not good. That's going to chew up the bushing. And this has not been eaten apart, eaten from the chain, slapping away on eating on it like they always do. So now we check to see if it's bent. So all you gotta do is lay it on a flat surface. And if it wobbles, it's bent. They get bent out in here. Sometimes they'll bend all the way into here, but when you fall down, the lever hits. This one looks like it's slightly bent. You can hear it kind of wobbling when it rubs, when it rolls. This side here is nice and straight, you can see it. This one will be the color fools you a little bit, but it looks like it's got a lot of wobble to it. So to straighten that, I put it into my lathe. I'll chuck up here and I'll spin it and see where it's bent, and I'll pull up until I get to the bent part, and I'll hit it with my big lead hammer and straighten it. Works pretty good. You can also put it in your hydraulic press over here, or a big vise. You come over here, and you crush it down on the edge here where it's bent, and you hit it out here with a big hammer out here, and that'll bend it a little bit. Doesn't take much. There's a center right here, and there's a center right there. So if you put it between centers and spin it between centers, you'll see it being bent. You can also indicate it in if you want. So centers are these things right here. Put in a lathe or something like that. put it between centers. So you have a center over here, and you put a center over that side, and you spin it, and you'll see if it's bent or not. Or you can chuck it up right here on the end where it's round, and just hold it back there, and you'll see it being bent. So we can do that on this one here and just look at it. Now don't chuck very hard on your shaft, you don't want to damage it. Make sure you don't hit anything before you spin it up. It's pretty straight. It's only bent right on the tip there. Yeah, I don't see any bent on the shaft. It's only bent right on this edge, so it's in the square where it's bent. You gotta clean up where you can see it better. The brown definitely hides the fact where it's bent. You can see it's mainly from here out. So this one here, you probably put it in the hydraulic press and bend it that way because it's going to be really hard to do it. There might be a little bit of a twist in it too. It's be harder to get out. But overall, it's pretty good condition. And once again, being a Harley part, it's way better than aftermarket. These are heat treated a lot more. They're a lot stiffer, stronger. They spring back more. The aftermarket ones, you just touch them and they stay bent. These ones are heat treated, so like spring steel. They spring back on you. So I like buying this stuff off of eBay because it's original. It's made good. So the aftermarket stuff sucks. So there you go. Nice, good unit. Like it's supposed to be. And like I said, when you're looking on eBay, just look at these ramps right here and make sure they're good. And that will definitely tell you a good one from a bad one. So there you go. Pretty good.